Okay. This is going. Okay. Cool, cool. Yeah. So today I'm doing the same thing I did last week. Or I guess technically it wasn't the same exact time. Last week, Alexa Zeus Now they were playing on Friday. But this week we got the same game of the same league. Oh, here we go. We've got the CEA League. That's the Corporate Esports Association. Basically a league where you have teams representing different companies like Amazon, like Google, like Facebook, Capital One, whatever. They're teams for specific companies and they battle it out. So it's kind of like companies fighting against each other. Kind of funny. And they have to like pay to get it. I don't know. It's a whole deal. Yeah. So we're in week week 7, I think is this week. We're in week 7 of the league. Right now we're in the midst of the playing for playoffs phase for these particular teams. They need to, let's see. Okay, there we go. Now I'm in the lobby. Yeah, so these teams are playing to see who gets into the playoffs. At this point, I think we started with 18 teams. The bottom 4 teams after the first 5 weeks, they automatically are out. They had no chance to get into the playoffs. Then the top 4 teams, they automatically are in the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter what they do for the next 3 weeks. And the middle, like 8 teams or so, they have to fight it out. And the top, whatever teams from that middle group, they end up making it into the playoffs. So at this point, Alexa Zeus Now and Google Back to Basics, they're both teams that are in this middle tier trying to make it into the playoffs. So yeah, I guess it's not really on the thing, but you can probably guess Alexa Zeus Now. It's Alexa. It's obviously Amazon, naturally. Back to Basics, I don't really know if that's related to Google in some way. I didn't put their tag. I think their team name actually has their Google tag before it. I didn't include it because it takes up too much space, and I have to like adjust what I put on the screen, which I didn't want to do. So it's Google. Both of the teams. So last week was week 6. That was the first week. So like the first 5 rounds, first 5 weeks, first 5 rounds were to kind of arrange everyone in order and determine what happens in the next 3 weeks. So we're in the midst of those next 3 weeks of playing for the playoffs. So both of these teams, they both won their game last week. They both have 1 win, and so let's see. Obviously, they're kind of tied. Let me look at the rankings, standings. Okay, so right now, Alexa Zeus Now is in 3rd place, and Google Back to Basics is in 6th place. But they both have 1 point. They both have 1 win, 0 losses, because we're only considering these 3 weeks. So really, they're all tied. If one of these teams wins, then that it doesn't guarantee them a spot in the playoffs, but most likely they're going to be in the playoffs. So this is definitely an important game for both teams. I think you have to win. You're probably going to have to win 2 games in order to make it into the playoffs, unless of course some of the teams lose all their games. I don't know. There's probably some way to like prove it out math-wise, to like prove that, hey, it's gonna work. That like it has to work out this way. I should probably know because I work for Amazon and like I'm a relatively smart individual. But yeah, I don't really know. We shall see what happens. It does look like one of the other teams in this middle tier of 10 teams, the Facebook team, they have 1 win and 1 loss. So that's one team who's kind of in a tough spot at the moment. And the Techies Go Kabam team, that's the one that Alexa Zeus Now, they beat them last week. They have lost 2 games in a row, almost guaranteeing that they're not going to make it in the playoffs. Still, anything can happen. I was one of the 4 teams at the bottom. I was in one of those 4 teams that have no chance of getting into the playoffs. And 2 of those 4 teams just stop showing up. So there's every chance that a team might have to disband or might give up. Who knows? Who knows? So it looks like the lobby has been created. I am in it, which is great because there's always a small chance that they make the lobby and start the game without even letting me know, since I'm kind of doing this a bit unofficially. But thankfully, Squanchy, the captain of Alexa Zeus Now, he let me know. I'm going to post my thing in the Discord, let people know that they're playing. Okay, there we go. Updated the stuff. Again, like usual, since this is a live game, I will be playing on or streaming on a 5-minute delay. So if you do say something in the chat, I am almost certainly not going to see it until 5 minutes later, of course. And then if like we're in the middle of the game, I'm probably not going to be looking at the chat. It's just me this time. I don't have a co-caster, so I don't have someone who can like fill in the gaps and look at the chat. I'm really not good at doing this, at multitasking, like watching the game and watching a chat and like answering things. I'll look at them at the end, I guess, if it works out. The game should be starting soon, maybe. The Google team, still waiting on a couple people to show up. The Amazon team is all here at the moment. Prompt as usual. A little background on the Amazon team since I know them a bit. So Squanchy is their captain. He is very experienced player, very smart, very good. I'm not exactly sure what his rank is. I could probably look it up really quick, just because. Let me see. He's really good, and he's the captain of the team. Oh, he's divine. Okay, he's divine too, according to what he said. And he's done a really good job of kind of training this team, getting them to work together. They have a lot of good team synergy. They've kind of come very far. Technically, like so Amazon has 4 teams. The team I was on, we were all ranked like at least ancient, I think. But we had 0 team synergy. We didn't really practice very much. I don't know, some of us were really into the game, but some of us were not so much. It didn't really work out so well. But we totally lost to this Alexa Zeus whole team, even though they're not all like ancient or divine players. They're like a mixture of legend, ancient, whatever. Pretty mixed bag there. Squanchy's done a great job of captaining. We had a really good game last time. My memory's terrible, but I remember Lecter. Okay, and Mr. Wonderful, and then the one with the name I can't pronounce was. I went through exactly the same thing last time. Let me go see. Okay, that was Vera. Okay, Vera. And I think we have a new person this time. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see who plays. One of the names I do not recognize. Meet Light Die. I feel like they had a different name last time. I don't know. Whatever. Should be starting momentarily. I'm going to mute myself and turn off my video because no, it's just we're almost there. It's fun. It's a nice Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon at this point, I suppose. It finally got warmer. It's been crazy cold if you're down here in the south of the US. It was crazy cold earlier this week. It was 4 degrees. Yes, I mean Celsius. It's 4 degrees. I like to use Celsius. Earlier in the week, and it's been pretty terrible. That's crazy cold for me. I prefer it to be like 28 or 30. I like warm temperatures. That's why I'm in the south. But it's been very cold. Today, though, it got a little bit warmer. It started off at 8 degrees this morning, but I was out there. It got a lot warmer. So now it's a pretty beautiful day. Very sunny. Very nice outside. This morning was actually the walk for ALS. So yeah, that's a walk. If you don't know what ALS is, it is a disease, like a progressive degenerative disease. So I was kind of doing like a charity walk kind of deal, a virtual charity walk, because you can't have actual charity walks in the pandemic, unfortunately. Yeah, that's what I was doing this morning. It was very nice experience. My family was walking around the country and wherever they happened to be. We kind of Skyped, we video chatted together a bit. I don't know, it was okay. Okay, we're almost there. We're only missing one person. Looks like they should be joining within the next couple minutes, according to what they say. Ooh, there's someone named Biggie. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. So I do a little bit of casting, for the amateur Dota 2 league, well, and some of the Midwest Dota 2 league. But in the amateur Dota 2 league, I've kind of been following this one team called To Be Decided. I'm a big fan of them. But one of their players is named Biggie, and there's someone in this name whose name is Biggie. I really doubt they're the same person, but that would be kind of crazy. This happened last week too, I think. There was someone whose name was the same as someone else I knew, but it wasn't the same person. Yeah, this is probably just like a random other person. Still, it's kind of funny. Yeah. Well, so what's going on? I can't really talk with you because you're on a 5-minute delay. What's going on with me? Well, it's Halloween. That's something. I've got good plans tonight. After this, I'm going to get all dressed up. We've got a Halloween party tonight. Should be pretty fun. Vera. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So Vera apparently wants to be called Vera. That's pretty cool. Apparently the spelling of their actual name is their last name using the Greek alphabet. And they have confirmed they want to be called Vera, which is cool. That's good to know. Thanks for letting me know. Even with the 5-minute delay, I kind of see it like afterward. Yeah. Okay, so today's Halloween. Gonna have a costume all picked out. If you know what Final Fantasy VII is, more specifically the Final Fantasy VII remake that was within the past year, or yeah, I think it was within the past year. I am dressing up as Aerith. I'm going as Aerith. I found a really awesome costume. I found boots that are like almost identical. I got the cool hair ribbon, got the bangles, got the necklace. It's gonna be really fun. I'm not going like perfect like cosplay Aerith, cause I don't want to. I have like this thing about wigs. I don't like wearing wigs, and my hair is like pretty short at this point. It was longer before, but I got kind of tired of long hair. So I'm not going like full on cosplay. I'm not gonna wear a wig. I'm not gonna style my hair like hers, and I'm gonna wear my cat ears because that's just like who I am. So I'm gonna be like a cat Aerith. But everything else is pretty accurate. I bought a basket. Oh, you can probably see it back there. It's over there. A basket with flowers. I got a nice mixture of flowers, fake flowers. I'm gonna trim off their stems, arrange them all in the basket, because Aerith from the game has flowers. That's like part of her shtick. That's how you first meet her. She has flowers. I couldn't find the same exact flowers from the game. They're a very particular kind of like flower with like 4 or like 5 petals that open up. But they obviously didn't have that. I was just at Michael's, so it's not like they have every flower in the world. It's fake flowers. Whatever. I got nice stuff. I like sunflowers. I got a good combination to help complete the outfit. It should be fun. Okay, so looks like we're having trouble getting this last person still. Looks like they're not taking this game too seriously. Apparently they're playing the Halloween game. If you play Dota, you know about this Dire Tide thing. You know about, there's a game called Dire Tide. It's like a special Dota game version. That's the Halloween game. So apparently the last member of the Google team is playing this Halloween game. Yeah, seems like it. But it looks like they might be joining soon. Very exciting. Thank you. Thanks, Vera, again for confirming over Discord too. And apparently they do have a stand-in person on their team. There we go. We've got all the players in the game. All the players are here and accounted for. But there's 2 extra people. One person might be a coach. I don't know what's going on. They're trying to decide. All this informal stuff, it's more complicated than you think behind the scenes. with the custom lobbies, there's different ways you can do it. You can have coin flips to decide who goes first. If it's already designated based upon like the tournament format, who's supposed to go first, you kind of have to like change the settings, or whoever owns the lobby needs to do things in a certain way. You gotta all work together. Oh, so Google team has a coach. I wonder if that's part of the things you're allowed to do. I've never seen a coach in either any of the amateur league games I've seen or any of the CEA League games either. I've never seen a coach before. It's kind of cool. It's relatively new concept relative to like how long Dota's existed for about 10 years now. Coaches have been there for I want to say like 3 or 4 years maybe. Like the coaches officially being a part of the game, where they're like officially in the client. They can see the game live. They can talk to people using the Dota 2 client. That's different than like usually if it's a private lobby, nobody else can really watch it live unless you're in the lobby. And if someone's streaming it, then they probably need to stream it on a delay. So there's no way for a coach to actually watch other people play virtually. Oh gosh, okay. They kicked the coach out, and now we got 5 people on both sides. Google is good to go, and Amazon is good to go. Cool. Gonna have a coin flip. I guess they get a coin flip to decide who gets to pick first. So usually how this works, there's a coin flip. Whoever wins the coin toss, you get to pick if you want to be on the Radiant side or the Dire side, and then the other team gets to pick if they want first pick or first ban, I think. Because either one can give you advantages. I think based upon averages, the Radiant side statistically tends to win more often than the Dire side for whatever very complex reason. But there's definitely advantages to having the final pick or even having the first pick. If you have a favorite hero that you think is going to get banned, or you want to have the last pick so you can surprise the other team and you don't want to give them a chance to counterpick you, it can be very good to have the last pick. Yeah. Or the first ban, I don't know. Different advantages for everything. Oh gosh, they're all figuring this out. We're almost there. We're getting really, really close. Very, very close. It's gonna be a good game. I have a feeling these teams are fairly similar skill levels, but I don't know really much anything about the Google team, except if you didn't hear before, they both are currently have 1 win in this like series of 3 games that decide who makes it into the playoffs. They both won last week's game. They need to win at least 1 more to make it into the playoffs. So whichever team wins here most likely will get into the playoffs. The team that loses still has to win their next game to get into the playoffs. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to work out based upon what they've kind of said. It's very, very vague how many people are going to get into the playoffs. I might have just missed it totally, but it was very vague and they're like in the rules. They say like the top half or the top third. It could be either way. Here we go. Lobby has started. Oh, I gotta turn on my in-game stuff.
5 seconds remaining.
Switch over.
Radiant team ban.
Come on. Anytime now. Oh, let's turn off this too, because we don't want that. Okay. Hey everyone, now I'm back into the game. Okay. Here we go. Welcome to week 7 of the CEA Dota 2 League.
5 seconds remaining.
We've got a great game tonight, or today, this afternoon, at least my time. Great game between a team from Google called Back to Basics and an Amazon team, Alexa Zeus Ult Now. So we're here in week 7. Both teams are playing for the right to be in the playoffs that start in a couple weeks. Both teams won last week's game versus different opponents. So they both have 1 win under their belt. both teams need at least one more
5
win to
seconds
make it into the
remaining.
playoffs. So whoever wins this game are guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. So a lot is at stake here. Of course, the losing team is not out for good.
Dire team
The losing
ban.
team has another chance next week against another team to potentially make it into the playoffs. So my name's Alleviate. I'm grateful to Squanchy for letting me cast the game today. I don't know too much about the different teams, except I don't know much about the Google team, but I
10
know a lot about
seconds
the
remaining.
Alexa team because I personally am on another one of the Amazon teams.
5 seconds
I'm going to try not to be too biased, but I'm a big fan of Squanchy and some of the other players. It was great to cast their game last week.
Radiant
Hoping to see
team
some really
pick.
cool stuff this week. So, first round of bans. We've got a ban out of the Sven and the Spectre, two very strong carries. Alexa Zeus ult now has had some pretty good success with Sven in the past. That's probably more of a respect ban. While the Spectre is just generally a good
10 seconds
carry in
remaining.
general, someone you typically do want to ban. A little weird to see them ban them out
5
in the
seconds
very
remaining.
first round, because typically you won't see the core, the
Dire
carry
team
picked
pick.
up until the second round of picks. I don't know. Then banning out the Tiny and the Slardar. I have no idea if they're banning them for specific reasons, like if they're respect bans, if they've looked at the Google team's
10
history of
seconds
picks.
remaining.
I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. So first pickup is Jakiro on the side of Google. Very solid support hero. Played as position 4 or position 5. Jakiro is super awesome. Doesn't really need any items to be effective. Jakiro's skills are just incredibly awesome. They have a damage over time spell, an AoE stun ability, an attack speed slow that damages towers, and a gigantic AoE ult. Pretty good in general, not item dependent again. Amazon's first pick is the Lich. Same as we saw last week. They had a lot of success. Lich is also a very good hero, not
10
too item
seconds
dependent.
remaining.
Definitely a lot of Lich's spells cost a lot of mana, a lot more mana than
5
Jakiro's,
seconds remaining.
but very effective, has a very good damage, slow ability, has a stun ability, single target stun unless you get axe,
Radiant
and
team
has a frost shield ability that helps slow enemies around a hero and give that hero make the hero take reduced damage. But Lich's big skill is his ult, which is this giant chain frost that bounces around and damages and slows everyone. It's pretty awesome. Great hero in
10
general.
seconds remaining.
We've got Clockwork picked up as a second pick on the Google side. Clock could go many different directions. You could see a position 4 Clock or a position 3 Clock. Another great utility hero. Pretty strong, pretty high base armor. Doesn't take too much damage. Great utility hero. Good at zoning people out with the cogs. Good at being annoying with the battery assault.
10 seconds
Great
remaining.
initiation with the hook shot.
Radiant team ban.
Rocket Flare for scouting out. Another great hero. Skywrath picked up on Alexa's side. I feel like we saw that last week. Was Lecter on the Skywrath? Maybe. I have a feeling for some reason, but maybe I'm totally wrong. I should have looked at their history. Whatever.
10
Skywrath,
seconds
lots of damage,
remaining.
super annoying. A total glass cannon. It's one of the squishiest heroes in the
5
game for
seconds
sure.
remaining.
Skywrath is, but lots of damage.
Dire team
A
ban.
slow, a silence. Ult does a crazy amount of damage in a very small area. Another great hero. Hopefully Alexa's gonna be going for a pretty aggressive strategy this time.
Radiant team
Second round of bans, we've got Legion, Commander. She's pretty powerful, great offlaner. Mars ban, that is probably a respect ban. I've seen some pretty crazy Mars plays, I think, from the Alexa team. Just teams in general, Mars is an awesome hero. Really effective offlaner.
10 seconons remaining.
Very strong, works very, very well, syncs very well with Skywrath and Lich.
5
Having the
seconds
arena with a
remaining.
spear, they can't really, they wouldn't be able to escape the Chain Frost bounces, and if you spear someone to a wall, they're going to have to eat up the entire Skywrath Mystic Flare. Kind of like that. So then on Alexa's side, they're branding out the Underlord. Another great offlaner hero. Very difficult for a safe lane carry, melee carry to lane up against.
Dire team
Underlord
ban.
has an AoE passive around him that people around him, they deal less damage, like a percentage-based less damage. Pretty
Dire
incredible.
team pick.
And banning out the Troll and the Drow, two pretty strong carries. Troll has his ult, which makes him impossible to kill for the duration of the ult. That'd be pretty frustrating up against the Skywrath, even with the Skywrath can silence. Like, he can silence troll. Whatever, pretty annoying. And Drow's just an
10
annoying carry.
seconds remaining.
Seems like similar bans to last
Radiant
week, if I
team
recall.
pick.
I don't know. And banning out the Void on the Google side. Classic carry, classic frustrating, very evasive hero, would do very well up against the Clockwork. If Clockwork hook shots in and Cogs to try to trap him in, Void can just time walk out, no big deal. Finally, second round of
10 seconds
pickups.
remaining.
We've got SK, Sand King on the side of Alexa.
5 seconds remaining.
Most likely going to be their position 3, their offlaner.
Juggernaut.
Ooh, very good. Okay. I was going to say Sand King does very well up against a melee safe lane carry. And should do pretty well up against a Juggernaut too. So SK has an ability called Caustic Finale. If he gets the last hit,
10
well,
seconds
if he attacks the creep, he puts a
Radiant
debuff
team
on them, and if they die, they explode and slow and damage enemies around the thingy that died. So he's really good up against melee heroes because he'll just attack a creep, and if you're a melee hero, you have to be in range of you have to like walk up to a creep to kill it, so you're going to get hit by the explosion. You got to play a lot more safely.
10
Juggernaut's going to have to be
seconds
careful for
remaining.
that. Of course, Juggernaut has Blade Fury Spin, which makes him magic immune, but
5
SK also
seconds
has a Burrow
remaining.
Strike ability, which makes him dash forward in a straight line for a certain distance. Normally it would stun, but it's also a good escape mechanism against both the Clockwork and the Juggernaut. SK should fare pretty well up in this off lane. We have Ursa as the pickup as the carry for Alexa team. They seem to be picking in a pretty standard order, saving their mid hero for the very last pick. They could, of course, switch things around and make their Skywrath go mid. I don't know. That'd be pretty crazy if they did. I've seen some weird stuff, but most likely not. So Ursa's probably the carry. Should be okay. I can't quite recall. So Ursa has this ability called Earth Shock, where he leaps forward a very small distance. It does AoE damage around him and a slow around him. So Clockwork has the ability with Cogs, where it puts these like Cogs all around him in an area. If anyone's around him, it'll trap them inside the Cogs. I'm not sure if Ursa's Earth Shock can jump over the Cogs and help him escape. I'm not entirely sure. That would make me feel a lot better about this Ursa versus Clockwork lineup, because it's most likely going to be Clockwork in the off lane up against the Ursa, paired up with whoever this fourth pick is most likely by the Google team. But yeah, so Ursa's pretty good up against melee heroes.
Radiant
His
team
big
back.
thing is his passive Fury swipes. Consecutive attacks on the same enemy hero within a certain amount of time, they deal increased damage. So every stack will deal like 15 extra bonus damage, and they stack on top of each other. So it can get pretty massive. Looks like he's going to be up against the Night Stalker
10
and
seconds remaining.
probably Night Stalker Clockwork lane. Though Clockwork might be
5
roaming.
seconds remaining.
Okay, so Night Stalker's pretty. Ugh, that's gonna be. Night Stalker's gonna be very good up against the Skywrath Mage, up against the Lich. Once it becomes nighttime, Night Stalker's all about going in on the back line, dealing damage, silencing everyone around him, taking out those squishy heroes like Skywrath, like Lich. Gonna be a pretty tough laning stage, I would expect, assuming Night Stalker's in the off lane, up against an Ursa and a Lich.
Dire team ban.
Gonna be a bit rough, at least until the first nighttime, until Night Stalker
Radiant
gets some
team
levels.
ban.
We'll see how they handle it. It could go either direction. Now the last round of bans before we pick the final heroes. Both teams, it seems clear, they're both saving the last pick for their mid hero, their position 2.
10
So naturally the
seconds
bans
remaining.
are going to reflect that, banning out the Zeus, banning out the Void, 2
5
classic mid
seconds
heroes.
remaining.
I really have no idea what direction
Dire team
they're gonna
ban.
go. I honestly can't remember what Squanchy went last time. Or was Mr. Wonderful mid? I feel like I should remember this kind of stuff. I don't remember. Oh no, Squanchy was the carry Sven last time, I think. So Squanchy's going to be on the Ursa most likely. Mid, I'm feeling Mr.
10
Wonderful, but
seconds
I don't
remaining.
actually know. Heads up though, apparently Meat Light
5
Die
seconds
on the Alexa
remaining.
side is a stand-in, apparently. That's why I didn't recognize the name. Meat Light Die is a stand-in. Banning out the Wind Ranger. Not that... Yeah, Wind Ranger is very good, versatile hero. Annoying to play up
team
against.
pick.
Guess that's a good enough ban to have. I wouldn't have thought that would be... That's a typical mid pickup, but who knows. Alexa does have the last pick, which means that back to basics kind of they can't counter it. They don't really know what's going to happen. So it's probably a good thing to ban out the Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger is very frustrating to play up against and could counter several heroes that you pick. And banning out the Lina. Lina is a great hero with incredible attack range, really frustrating abilities. Good hero to ban out. Okay, so Klink's pick up as their mid hero. Klink's is very squishy early game, but extremely effective mid laner. He has his second ability, which is Searing Arrows, I think, or Burning Arrows. It costs him a little bit of mana, but it causes his attack to do bonus damage, and it doesn't proc creep aggro. So we can freely attack an enemy hero with that ability, and the creeps won't start attacking him. Very, very good in lane. He doesn't scale quite as well, but very effective hero. And it looks like he's facing up against Alchemist. Oh, Squanchy is the Alchemist. Okay. I feel like Squanchy was the carry last time. Maybe they're shifting things around. Maybe Squanchy's going to be their mid hero instead. Alchemist is a very classic mid hero, but gotta be the mid hero, because Ursa's gotta be the carry. SK's gotta be the off lane. Who knows? Maybe they're gonna do something crazy. Very risky though. Like Klink's is a really tough hero to face off against. As an Alk would not have too much of a fun time. Putting Skywrath mid would be awful. That's a bit risky. Whatever. Here we go. This is the full lineup. Should be a really fun game. It's gonna be good. I gotta root for Alexa just cause they're my team, you know. I know them. It's Amazon. Though I like Google in general. As far as who do I think is gonna win? Oh, that's a different story. I'm gonna have to go with the Alexa team. I think they have. Oh, that's tough. It's tough. Neither team really scales particularly well when it comes to like super late game heroes. Alchemist definitely does not scale. Ursa typically doesn't really scale too well. Juggernaut's not Juggernaut can scale a lot better than he used to, but he's not like a guaranteed late game hero. And Klink's kind of does fall off at some point. I do like the Jakiro, the AoE stuff, but Night Stalker also is pretty risky, especially up with the Clockwork. I'm going to go for the Amazon team. I'm going to pick the Amazon team. I'm going to vote for them. They got the Lich. I've seen them play in the past. They have really good teamwork together. Should be very effective. I'll vote for them. So, roll call here. At top, we've got Mr. Wonderful on the Ursa as the carry, paired up with Meat Light Die as the stand-in on the Lich. They will be facing off in the top lane up against this unknown Clockwork hero, which I will just call Clockwork because I can't say their name. Paired up with Biggie on the Night Stalker. I'm still curious if it's the Biggie I know. At mid, we've got Mighty Dax. Oh no, that's probably their team name. Respawn on the Klinks up against Squanchy on the Alk. Let's look at the bounty runes real quick before we see anything. Cogs to push out the heroes. Looks like they will claim top. Bottom, Blade Fury to try and secure the bounty rune. Yes, Neolink is able to secure the bounty rune. That is 3, 4, 1. 3 runes gotten by the Google team. But Alchemist does have his Grievel's Greed ability, which means he gets 1.5 bounty rune multiplier. He gets 1.5 gold when Alchemist picks up a bounty rune. Pretty good. Oh, Klink's already with the crazy harassment. Look, just all the attacks onto Squanchy. Poor Squanchy. Do they have a... Yeah, and definitely making it clear that, yes, they have a word here. This word right here, because Respawn was able to see Squanchy and attack him, even though Squanchy was on the high ground. It's kind of obvious when you make it like that way, but it's totally worth it. Okay, so at bottom, we've got DTTTTT. Let's just say DT on the Jakiro. Supporting Neolinks on the Juggernaut, facing up against Lecter, once again on Skywrath, and Vera on the SK. Vera got Burrow Strike at level 1, so no Caustic Finale, no crazy harassment. Lecter picked up a Concussive Shot at level 1 as well. Can't really harass as much. This is a slow ability, and it's a very long cooldown, so not as spammable. how are the lanes going? Looks like Clinks is having no problem at mid. Alchemist also doing okay. Squanchy, yeah, is dropping pretty low, but has a salve, has a tango. Shouldn't have too much trouble. Nice job with denies. Squanchy just, his job is to get last hits, get the farm up. Very important. Neolink seems to be doing very well on the jug, getting those last hits. I feel like last time maybe Vera was also on the SK, or someone was on the SK or on the off lane. They did very, very well with the last hits. SK is a very good hero to have. See, Sandstorm makes him invisible, and then usually you get Caustic Finale, which also helps with the last hits. Here comes DT, has a Sentry Ward, hopefully coming out on the Courier at some point to help get vision of the SK. Burrow Strike onto Neolinks. Neolinks dropping a bit low with the Blade Fury, but hanging around, not too worried. Drops a bit low, but has the salve thanks to, maybe it was his own salve. I don't know. Good attempt on the side of Amazon to try and do some harassment. Meat Light Die pulled the creep wave. Oh, Clockwork is surrounded on both sides. Frost Shield, Fury Swipes, Earthshock forward, see a little bounce forward. Cogs to entrap the Lich and block out Mr. Wonderful. Very nice job by Clockwork. Able to totally zone out Mr. Wonderful after he'd already used the Earthshock. Was not able to leap forward over the Cogs. Able to stay away and not die. Very helpful. DTT harassing like crazy with that dual breath. Super annoying versus the Skywrath. Here comes Vera, possibly with the Burrow Strike. Lecter with the concussive shot and the whatever it's called, the Arcane Bolt. More harassment. Oh, but pops the stick charges. Should be okay. And DTT is perfectly okay. Pops the salve. Able to heal back up to full. No problem. Both poking and prodding, trying to harass each side. Jug is doing very, very well with the farm. DTT is very effective at zoning heroes out. Harassing with the dual breath. And got picked up a level of liquid fire, which is similar to Clinks' attack. This, you apply it to a hero. It affects your attack, but it doesn't proc creep aggro. It does damage over time, and it slows attack speed. It's a very good ability. Lecter has rotated mid. Let's see if they can get anything onto respawn. Do they have vision? There's a sentry there. Lecter does have a sentry. Squanchy has a bottle. Picks up the arcane. Okay, Lecter deciding not to go in on mid. Not worth it. Both teams doing a nice job rotating around. Trying to provide harassment. Keeping both teams on their toes. Where did the creeps go? Oh, I totally missed it. Okay. Well, it was first blood technically. I don't know how I missed it. Well, Jakiro goes down to a Burrow Strike to just Sandstorm, concussive shot stuff. Just dies. Nice work. Okay. Well, that just happened. 5-minute bounty rune's coming up. Lecter in place to secure this one. Lich grabs the spot one. Very, very nice. Meat Light Die being very aggressive, trying to grab the second bounty rune, but Clockwork's there to zone it out. You do not want to follow a Clockwork. He will battery assault you, he will cog you, you are going to die most likely. Here's Biggie, it's nighttime. Biggie now can finally do some damage. Pops the Void, Meat Light Die immediately TPs back to the tower. This Void is a mini stun, so once he uses that, Night Stalker has no other way to cancel a TP. Very smart plays by Meat Light Die. Pinging out that Clockwork and Night Stalker are missing. It is nighttime, so both teams need to be, so the Alexa team needs to be a little bit more careful, just in case. If they don't see Biggie for a long enough time, they gotta be careful. A gank could be happening. Squanchy has a level 6. Now things are really starting to roll up. He's got the ult, he's got level 2 of Acid Spray. Nice job with Meat Light Die on stacking the camps. Squanchy is able to kill a lot of these creeps all at the same time with the Acid Spray together. Look at that. So much farm. Look at these last hits roll up. His net worth is going to start skyrocketing at this point. Juggernaut probably has... Does he have items coming out? Probably bought something. Let's see. Okay, he's got phase boots coming out. Frost shield being really annoying onto Biggie. Oh, Biggie avoids forward onto Meat Light Die. Clockwork walks forward, trying to battery assault maybe, but doesn't have enough mana for battery assault. Can't do anything. Cogs push out Mr. Wonderful. That was a bit unfortunate. Did not have the mana that he needed to potentially trap the Lich and do some more serious damage. Squanchy farming some more stuff. Has the Radiance queued up as the first item after phase boots and the bottle. Has a DD bottled up. Should be very effective. There we go, phase boots onto the jug. Nice job, Lecter, picking off 2 hits onto Neolinx's courier. Very frustrating. So these days the courier is even more important than it used to be. So you can see that people get this kind of passive gold income over time. By doing nothing, you just get gold over time. There we go, that was Caustic Finale. Did you see? That was cool. Yeah, so as long as your courier is alive, you get this passive gold income. If your courier's dead, then, oh wait. Did they change it? They must have changed it. Never mind. Just forget everything I said. It used to be that if your courier died, you would no longer get the passive gold income. I'm not sure what Clockwork's doing. Just being annoying. Here comes Meat Light Die. Can they get something? Frost shield for the slow, but Clockwork has the cogs. Not really worth pursuing that. Squanchy does pop the DD and the ult. No more creeps. No more. Oh, there's a nice sack there. That'd be fun to kill. But Squanchy's already popped the ult. Wait until the next round to finish off the creeps. Take out this wave and then continue on. Look at that, 63 last hits. This is why you gotta have support. If you're playing Alchemist, you need to have some awesome support heroes to stack the camps for you. It's very important so you can get maximum farm. Let's check out the net worth. I expect to see Alchemist, look at that, far ahead. 1.2k ahead of the Juggernaut. Juggernaut's doing quite well. Nice half pull by D5 team. D team? Is it 5 T's? I feel like it's 5 T's. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. D5. Let's call him D5T. I like that. Clockwork is being very annoying. Has the Tranquil Boots. Very sustainable. Going and checking, making sure, checking if they're stacking camps. Trying to just steal some XP if he can. Oh, at bottom, Lecter finishes off the Jakiro, while Neolinx finishes off the SK. Definitely a trade in favor of the
Dire's middle tower is
favor of the Google team. Oh, leeching some XP there on the Clockwork. Yeah, definitely in favor because SK is position 3, while Jakiro is just position 5, presumably.
Dire's courier has been slain.
Nice job, Clinks. Hiding out and oh wait, was that using the illusions to kill the courier? So rude. Such a jerk. Here we go. People circling around, which is here. Ooh, very dangerous. Earthshock forward. Mr. Wonderful is very low, but they should be able to pick off the. Yep. Attempted TP out, but too much damage coming in. And Squanch is here to finish off the stack. Unfortunately, no acid spray. And for the past like 2 years, oh wow, they're giving up these bot runes.
I'll take that as tribute.
How do these people must be really good? How do they know where everyone is? Somehow, Google team knows that they can safely be over at these 2 runes, and somehow Squanchy knows that he can go for these other runes here. They don't have vision up here, and they don't have vision down here. How do they know where everyone is? I don't know. They just know these kind of things. They're magical. I should probably learn these kinds of things at some point, but at the moment I do not know them. Lecter's rotating bot. It has 2 nulls, probably maybe getting a 3rd one. Concussive shot on Jakiro. Silence goes out, Burrow Strike. Lots of damage onto the D5T, and D5T goes down. That's just too long to say. D5T. Oh, Frost Blast onto Clockwork. He is so annoying. Such good zoning out abilities. You just stay on the little ledge there. Oh, Burrow Strike forward with the silence onto Juggernaut. He has Omni Slash. He pops the Omni Slash so he doesn't get killed by the epicenter. It's very slow, not doing that much damage, but he's back up to full with the stick charges. He drops the healing ward. He is just fine. Nice attempt by Lecter and Vera to take out the Juggernaut. Neolinx is doing quite well for himself. I mean, look at this distribution. It makes sense that Alchemist would have the most farm, but the next 3 heroes are all on the side of Google. Mr. Wonderful is the position 1. Ideally, he would be getting a lot more farm than he actually is. Looks like he's going for Yasha first. Not really going to help him so much with farm, not really going to make him more sustainable. Makes sense for sure, assuming he's going for a Manta to dispel the Void, dispel the slows, all that stuff, or if he's going for S and Y for the status resistance. Either thing would be good. Still a bit different. I've oftentimes seen Battle Fury on Ursa to increase the farm speed, give the sustainability. I don't know. Squanchy has the Sacred Relic picked up, fairly close to the Radiance. Oh, Biggie initiating in onto Mr. Wonderful. Not quite willing to commit the Dark Ascension with the Void. That was kind of interesting. I'm a bit surprised. That was probably going to be a kill. Mr. Wonderful does have ult, which is going to be really good, but Biggie has the silence too, so if he Dark Ascension plus Void plus Crippling Fear, probably would have to pop the Mango. Probably would have been a kill, but maybe he's just playing it safe. I don't know. Something going on in his head. Thinks he's able to finish off the tower. Has the Orchid finished up. Drops it onto Meat Light Die. Dark Ascension pop. They quickly take out Meat Light Die and the Lich. Lich is just way too squishy. They attempt to take out the Clinks, but it's just not enough damage.
Just can't resist
Quick
top tower.
killing off the
Dire's
Lich.
bottom tower is under
1 for
attack.
nothing trade.
Dire's structures are
Dark Ascension was committed by
fortified
Biggie,
against all comers.
being a bit more
Radiant's
aggressive,
top
going onto
tower
Mr.
is
Wonderful.
under attack.
Dark Ascension gives him
Dire's
flying.
bottom tower is
It makes him
under
fly,
attack.
gives him... It makes it nighttime even if it's not nighttime. See, so it's not nighttime, right, but it was fake nighttime during Dark Ascension. Here they go, drop... Oh, Jakiro drops Macropyre down, dies in return, but definitely makes sense. Neuralynx does have Omni Slash and Blade Fury at this point, so should be okay. And they know respawn's there on the Clinks. They saw him, they caught him with the last part of the Sentry Ward. So they know not to get too aggressive onto the Juggernaut. But Squanchy's finished up the Radiance. That'll help increase his farm even more. He's already almost 3k ahead. Pretty incredible. Perfectly timed right there for the DD. Nice job. Nice job, Meat Light Die, stacking the camps once again. Aha, Mr. Wonderful is finally sustainable enough. First shot forward onto Biggie. One more hit, and Biggie goes down. Hook shot forward onto Mr. Wonderful. Pops the Enrage to help stay alive longer, but he is most likely going to die. He cannot really run away against the Clockwork. Oh, but here's Lich with the Frost Shield. Earthshock forward, and Mr. Wonderful is just fine. Respawn is here, though. Be really careful. Nice job. I thought Mr. Wonderful was going to stay around just a little bit too long. Staying under the tower, being very, very nice. Popping the salve. Probably thanks to Meat Light Die. I don't know if they knew if Clinks was there, but very nicely played. Some kind of sixth sense. I don't know. Squanchy TP's bottom. Do they want to be aggressive again? Oh, they're taking the bounties. Nice job, D5T is gonna lose his life, but was able to prevent the bounty rune from being taken by Squanchy. So that's a lot of money. Look, he's level 4 Grievous Greed now, so that's a 3 times multiplier. Neuralynx pops Blade Fury, doesn't quite get popped by the Burrow Strike, but is actually like already at half HP. Silence onto him, and he can't pop off the Omni Slash. BD on Squanchy, and he goes down. Nicely played, but at the same time, Alexa's core, Ursa also goes down at top to the Clockwork, Biggie, and Respawn. They popped the Strafe. Biggie popped, oh, just the Void and probably a Void, and a Crippling Fear. And then Clockwork didn't really do much. Okay.
Can its end be drawing nigh?
A little bit out there, a little bit too far, I guess. And going for the SNY for the status resistance. I'm still not entirely sure. I'm not entirely convinced that that's like the best move, but it does give movement speed. There's the same movement speed as Manta. He probably has a reason. It'll give increased HP regeneration eventually. Wow, everyone is so aggressively in here. Google is just all up in their stuff. There's a Sentry, a Sinister Gaze popped out. with the unstable concoction. They see him, hook shot down, respawn is crazy low. They pop the dust, pop the stick, and not enough mana forward for a crosspath. Bro strike forward, doesn't quite get it. They really want to get him. He's gonna die for sure, but he is leading them on a merry chase. Space created for sure. Squancher's able to clean up the courier, clean up the clockwork, but wow.
Radiant
That Clinks
structures
led him on
are
a
fortified.
quite a merry chase. All
Dire's
4
bottom
heroes.
tower is under attack.
Lich didn't have enough mana. Vera barely missed that Burrow Strike, even though it's level 4. It just
Dire's
wasn't
bottom
quite long
tower
enough.
is under attack.
Ursa
Radiant's
couldn't
middle
quite
tower
catch up.
is under
Took a
attack.
long time,
Dire's structures
even with
are
a short
fortified.
cooldown Urshock.
Oh, cover your
And
eyes.
Skyrath was just like
Dire's
out of mana.
bottom tower
Yeah.
is taking
Things
a
happen.
drubbing.
Oh, Mystic Flare popped with the Ancient Seal, not quite getting Neolinks. Neolinks pops the Blade Fury. Oh, and the Salve, able to get away just fine. One auto attack to cancel the Salve. No big deal. Everyone's congregating down here. 4 heroes. We got 3 heroes on the side. Oh, and Lich gets caught out with the Orchid, and down Meat Light Die goes like instantly. Unstable Concoction, countering back onto Biggie on the Night Stalker. It is nighttime though. Biggie is crazy fast. Quan Chi is still walking forward, doing a bit more damage, making sure they really get out of here. Gotta be careful though. Clinks does have the Orchid back up again. Should be able to kill Lecter like instantly. And Neolink still has Omni Slash. It's still level 1 Omni Slash, not level 2. But it is something. He can't be killed while he's Omni Slashing. It's impossible. Mr. Wonderful has the completed S and Y. Going for Basher next.
Hurry the hands of the clock.
Pretty tanky build. Pretty good job. Oh, and D5T knew there was a ward there. Probably saw a place, knew where to put the sentry. Lecter cleans up the sentry, but the important thing was the observer ward. You get money, like 173 gold from killing an observer ward. Nice work. This tier 1 tower, the final tier 1 tower, is very low, and Clinks just killed it with like two attacks,
Radiant's
2 searing
middle
arrow
tower
attacks.
is under attack.
And all the tier 1 towers are all officially gone on the side of Alexa.
Radiant's
Quan Chi
middle
finishes up mid tower
is
with
set
all
on
by his lonesome.
sides. Radiant's
One more
middle
tier 1 tower left
has
on the side of
fallen.
Google. Neolynx is being very
Radiant's
aggressive,
middle
hanging out there,
tower
but
is under
he's surrounded
attack.
by 3 teammates. The entire Google lineup is all in the enemy triangle. They've got
Radiant's
wards
middle
there.
tower
They are
is
owning it.
under attack.
They are
Whether accidentally or
spending a
on
lot of time
purpose,
there for some reason.
Radiant structures
But nice
have
job,
been
Neolynx
fortified.
went up there. Mr. Wonderful is sticking with the jungle. Trying to get farm. You can tell though, you can tell Alchemist has a crazy amount of farm, 5k higher net worth than anyone else. But Ursa's still really struggling. Mr. Wonderful is trying to find farm, but without a Battle Fury. Oh, Squanchy getting caught out. There's 3 heroes here. Ice Path with the Orchid. He is just tanking things like crazy. Nice Chain Frost, 3-man Burrow Strike. Chain Frost bouncing between everyone. 2 heroes, Clockwork and Clink immediately died. Biggie also quick to follow. D5T TP's out, nothing to cancel it. They tried a clumsy net, but it didn't get there in time. Omni Slash popped onto Mr. Wonderful with the Enrage. Neolynx is so low. One more Urshock forward and down he goes. Yeah, you don't man fight an Ursa as a juggernaut.
Drawing nigh.
I'll take
He definitely used the Blade Fury first to do some damage at first, and then pop the Omni Slash. But then of course Ursa pops the Enrage.
illusion.
80% damage reduction with that Enrage. 80%. That is just crazy amount. You're not gonna kill him with that on, unless he's already super low. And he was not low, so yeah. Probably got a little bit caught out. Maybe was being a bit aggressive. Nice job, solo kill. Position 1 kills the other position 1. Very nice work. Yeah, think about it. If you have Enrage with like 80% damage reduction plus 50% status resistance, the status resistance used to be a talent tree thing. Like you have to be like level 25, but now it's just a passive part of it. D5T is here, blink forward by Vera with the Burrow Strike onto just Clockwork. The stun, concussive bolt, the shot goes out, and D5T is caught out by Mr. Wonderful. Should go down shortly, and down goes Jakiro. Both positions 4 and 5 go down in quick succession.
Hardly notice.
Of course, it's a 2v5, so That's what it's expected to happen. They really, really want this top tower. They're not going to let it go this time.
Radiant's top tower
They're bringing all
is
5
under
heroes here.
attack.
They're going to deward. They're going to ward. Yeah, you're not going to get this thing out. Lecter's here though.
Radiant's
Gotta be
top
super
tower
careful with
has
respawn here.
fallen.
Nice job getting the concussive shot off just right before you get orchided. Very nice job by Lecter. Must have caught a glimpse of the clinks. TP's top. They're catching Biggie out. Biggie's quite low. Unstable concoction goes forward. DT's here though. Drops the ice path with the macrofire, but Squanchy is able to get out the unstable concoction. Radiance finishes off Biggie.
Has fallen to the
Clinks is
dire.
here. Hookshot. Maybe a blind hookshot. I'm not really sure what that was. Hookshot nowhere near hitting anyone, and it goes down. And nobody really dies on the side of Alexa. Lecter almost has the unstable concoction onto Neo Lynx. Squanchy's here. Doesn't have... Oh, has Basher. Oh, no lucky bashes. That would have been really awesome. We're at the point in the game. Squanchy has a bash, and Ursa should also... Ursa also has a bash. Oh, and has Roche. I totally missed that. My bad. That does look very recent. Very recent. Yeah, so now we're at the point of the game where Neolynx needs to be a bit more careful. Prior to this point, Neolynx can just Blade Fury and TP out. It doesn't really matter. He's going to be okay. There's no way on the side of Alexa that they can cancel the TP if he's Blade Furying. But now they have two separate heroes that both have Bash, which goes through spell immunity. That would go through Blade Fury, which provides spell immunity. So now you're no longer safe. And Juggernaut was already, of course, in the position where he did die a couple of times. I think was because Skywrath, which with the Ancient Seal. It's a 6-second silence. It's an instant cast. It's a very awesome ability. So until Juggernaut picks up that the Manta, he has no way to dispel the silence. So he can't really rely upon the Blade Fury to save him from the pure magic attacks. Which is like Skywrath is like all magic. Look, magic damage, magic damage, magic damage. Of course. They deal a bit of damage on the bottom tower. Rotating as a team, going bot. I'm liking the way both teams are doing pretty good with sticking together. Squanchy is being crazy aggressive going forward. Pops his unstable concoction. Oh, Spirit Vessel goes on. Pops the Manta to try to dispel it, but he tanks the entire Omni Slash. And with the Spirit Vessel, he is not regenerating at all. Mr. Wonderful's here. Macropower drop down. Hookshot onto the Lich. Down goes the first life of Ursa. Epicenter goes down with the Bro Strike. Down goes to Kuro. Lich goes down, able to get off Chain Frost beforehand. Biggie's taking out Lecter in the back end. Should be able to finish him off, and down he goes. But Clinks also goes down. Respawn gets to go down. Mr. Wonderful and Vera are left. And Neolynx and the Night Stalker are left. Oh, but Jakiro has DC. Unfortunately. That does happen sometimes. Okay, that was a bit of a disconnected fight. I'm not really sure what Squanchy was thinking. Maybe he thought he was invincible. He kind of just walked over here all by himself, just hanging out here, you know, threw out unstable concoction. Then rightly so, got Spirit Vessel, got Ice Path, totally wrecked by an Omni Slash. There is a chance that when Juggernaut Omni Slashes you, if you Manta at exactly the right moment, then when so Omni Slash, it's a series of consecutive attacks, and so every time, so it's going to attack a person, and then based upon your current attack speed, it's going to attack someone every so often. And at each attack point, it's going to look around your hero and see if anybody's in range to be attacked. So technically, Manta has like a 0.1 second window where you are invincible, where you can't be attacked. So technically, if you time your Manta perfectly, you can time it to one of those jumps where it would, like, Omni Slash would just stop because there's nothing to jump to. Unfortunately, at this point of the game, his attack speed is crazy low. And so it's very unlikely that when you Manta, you're gonna Manta at exactly the right moment. So it was a good try by Squanchy, it didn't pay off. Aggressive smoke into the jungle, hoping they find someone. But unfortunately for them, fortunately for Alexa, they all happen to be doing their own smoke on the other side of the map, all sticking together. So we got a smoke on smoke action here. Now the question is, were they paying attention? The important thing to do when you're smoked is to keep an eye on the creep waves. Oh, they spot out Biggie. Biggie, you're all alone, Biggie. They popped the dust. They probably thought someone was there. Biggie sees the dust being popped and is able to get away. Everyone has dispersed. They still have smoke, but everyone knows there's smoke, so now Google is hanging back, playing it safe. Here respawn to cut the wave. Very smart, juking like he was going that way. Faked him out completely. Juked that way and then went the other direction. Totally outplayed. I'm sorry, Alexa. You guys just got totally wrecked. Neuralink's still in the creeps a little bit. Playing a few mind games. Popping the Manta, but keeping one alone and two together. And they popped the Mystic Flare on the illusions. Maybe that was on purpose. I don't know if they thought that was real. But they drop a lot of stuff onto that single illusion. So still a huge net worth advantage on the side of Alexa. Most of that is made up by the 7k, about 7k net worth lead by Squanchy on the Alchemist. That accounts for most of the advantage. Looks like Mr. Wonderful has caught up for the most part as far as overall net worth goes. He's closing in on the Abyssal. Still 1500 from it, but he's getting there. That's going to be a great item for piercing through BKB, for initiating, for escaping. Great all-around ability. I mean, a great all-around item. Squanchy also already has the Abyssal, going for BKB next. He's going to be pretty invincible once he gets his BKB for some amount of time. Tier 3 neutral items are coming out. Squanchy picks up the Titan Silver. Really great item. It's a status resistance, magic resistance, and base attack damage increase. All with percentages. Very good item. Clumsy net onto Vera. That's tier 2. Mr. Wonderful has the Fairy Fire. Very good item. Does a lot of extra damage, plus 40 damage, and it has a number of stacks. But you can use it. It's a 10-second cooldown, but it instantly restores 450 health, which is not nothing. SK's invisible, but they spot him out. They know he's there. They have a sentry right somewhere, probably. They're hunting him out. They're really curious. But they know we're certain. Oh, everyone's rotating around. Big stuff about to happen. Squanchy's here. Burst Strike forward onto one. They catch out Biggie. Abyssal Blade forward onto Jakiro, taking him out before he can do nothing. And Biggie also goes down. Nice job with the clockwork to zone them out with the cogs. They're still trying to trace out. Vera has blink up in like a few seconds, but decides to burst strike forward in case there was a TP. Very smart play. Force staff forward on by the clockwork. Pops the cogs down, just messing with them so much. The cogs are always perfectly placed. Taking everyone out, that was just, it's kind of funny to watch it sometimes. Very nice rotations. A little bit unfortunate. It kind of happens sometimes when you don't know exactly how many people are rotating. Mr. Wonderful is totally alone here at top. Does not have Aegis. Hookshot is up on clockwork. Hookshot connects onto the Ursa. Orchid popped. Instant first hit bash by the Ursa onto the clockwork. Mr. Wonderful is able to take out the clockwork. Pops the enrage after the end of it. And pops the fairy fire to survive the Orchid. Is he going to make it? He definitely survived that. Omni Slash is up on Neolinks. Gets the instant first hit bash. Can he take it out? No. Omni Slash actually goes in. Vera tries to take the damage, but ends up absorbing more attacks. Gets Orchided, and 2 heroes go down. So close. That was ridiculously close to being a total win by Alexa.
I'll take that as
Ursa just taking him out, turning the fight around completely. But unfortunately, not lucky enough. Nice job by Google taking out the 1 and 3 positions. Here's Squanchy once again, being a bit aggressive. But here, Bill Clinks is here. Clinks can very easily take out like Lecter. Lecter takes out the outpost. Clinks was trying to go over there to take him out. Squanchy, you're here all by yourself. You got BKB, but look at that damage. Look at the damage Respawn is dishing out. Squanchy is crazy low. Couple more right clicks, he should be okay. Can you pop the Frost Shield down? Frost Shield! Oh! And down goes the Alchemist. Down goes Meat Like Die in like 2 hits. Down goes the Skywrathen also in like 2 or 3 hits. This Clinks is doing crazy damage. Oh my gosh. It's like 400 damage a hit almost. Not a very good team fight. They lost 3 just because Squanchy was trying to kill this Jakiro. Oof. That was a big swing.
Dire's top tower
Very, very
is
dangerous.
under attack.
This Clinks is starting to become a very big deal in the fights. Neolinks also has Basher, working on that Abyssal.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Pretty serious. Biggie almost
I'm
has
sorry to say
BKB. Clockwork has Glimmer Cape and Force Staff. Also very good. We do have 2 Abyssals up on Mr. Wonderful and on Squanchy. Oh, they're moving into Roche. Google decides Roche is up. Wow, they're taking it down so quickly. Do they have crit? Someone have crit? Nobody has crit. Oh no, I guess Jug has crit. Okay, I pass the crit. They quickly take it down. H-Toast out onto Clockwork. But can't really do much damage. By the Lecter, Glimmer Cape and everything, they're all around there. Just checking things out.
Illusion.
Aegis taken by Respawn on the Clinks. Now Clinks has 2 lives. Cheese also picked up by the Clinks. Clinks is going to be very, very hard to kill. They're going to have to catch him out totally alone. Totally possible because Clinks is kind of all about that assassination, about going out and solo killing those really squishy people. He's going to have to be a bit more of a team player, I think, at this point, or risk getting caught out, and just totally wrecked both lives. Yeah, he should not cross over the river. They're all here. So they've taken out, okay. Things are definitely even out. Let's take a look at the, oh, there's no graphs because it's a live game. Or is there a way to look at the graphs? I don't think so. I don't know how to look at the graphs. D5T's here. They know everyone's here. Biggie's here to be backup. They can all rotate fairly quickly. Biggie shouldn't die that fast. D5T should die really quickly.
Dire's middle tower.
And they're claiming the outpost again, just over and over. Both teams
Dire's
seem
middle tower
fairly
is
indecisive.
under
Neither one
attack.
is willing to be too aggressive. They're all rotating as teams. Very smart plays, of course. They've each taken out 1 tier 2 tower. Alexa's done a little bit of damage onto this tier 3 tower. I'm not sure what their next move is going to be. Smoke on the side of Alexa. Can they catch anyone out? Biggie is at bottom, has no way to get there quickly. They spot out Jakiro. They know Jakiro is there. Pop unstable concoction. Squanchy going to be able to get vision. He gets the vision. Yules Jakiro to save himself. Abyssal quickly used on Jakiro. Jakiro should die, but can he have time to pop down
Dire's
Macropyre?
top tower is under attack.
Burrow Strike before he can drop anything out. Down goes Jakiro, but that was a lot of commitment for just a position 5 hero. Or is that position 4?
Dire's top
Position
tower is under
something.
attack.
Position 5, yeah. Very big commitment. Definitely could have gone a whole lot worse for the Google team. A whole lot worse. Because they were all up there. It was fortunate that only 1 hero got caught out and was enough of a distraction that nobody else got wrecked. Here's Squanchy protecting out the rune. Oh, going forward, okay. And just pops out the unstable concoction just to be annoying. What, 9k net worth advantage still? Oh. And Lecter goes down. See, just, it was probably like 3 hits maybe even just 2 hits. Crazy damage. That was a solo kill. Lecter was totally alone. Mr. Wonderful does have lifesteal, which is going to be pretty helpful, and has the Ags queued up, which is very good. Ags makes it such that he has a lower cooldown and he can use Enrage even if he's disabled. And then, oh, Dark Ascension popped. They're going really aggressive. And hook shot forward onto Squanchy. Squanchy does have VKB. Ice Path dropped down. Epicenter dropped. Everyone's taking a lot of damage. Omni Slash dropped. Biggie just goes down. First life of Clinks is dead, but he is still dishing out crazy damage. Mr. Wonderful pops and Rage is able to survive. Goes forward. They take out both position 1 or 2 and position 1 and position 3. SK goes down in return. All in all, not bad. For either team, not terrible. Definitely in favor of Alexa, but could have been a lot worse. Fuels pops. Squanchy doesn't really have any mana left, but Sinister Gaze is there, able to finish killing off the Jakiro. Once again, another Cogs, being super frustrating. Nice job with the Sentry, so they're able to spot out the Glimmer-caped Jakiro. That was curious though. Sinister Gaze was used onto the Jakiro, but it seemed like it got cancelled once the Glimmer Cape was popped, even though there were these sentries here. I assumed because the vision was consistent, it would be okay. Squanchy's here. Squanchy, you have no mana. You gotta be careful. DD Clinks, level 24. You don't want to get wrecked. That would be a bit embarrassing. Squanchy's almost level 25. They probably want Roche to happen. Quite a ways for Roche to respawn. They did finish up both the cheese, it looks like, and Aegis on the Clinks. Nobody else has cheese, right? Let's see. Oh, no, Jug still has the cheese. Jug's, well, he popped the Orchid. I mean, he popped the Omni Slash, but it didn't do enough damage. Eventually, it didn't do enough.
Incoming.
Tier 4 items start dropping. Princess Knife is super awesome. I'm not sure if anyone's gonna pick it up. They really should. Okay. So the Clinks has Princess Knife. That is an awesome ability. That's an awesome item. It turns the person you auto attack into it hexes them. It turns them into a creep, into like a little. They can't do anything. Oh, there you go. Lux being super aggressive. Can they catch anyone out? They should be able to get this tier 2 tower. Squanchy's being very aggressive. Wow, Blink Bro Strike forward. Onto it. Abyssal Blade forward. Onto the Jakiro. They quickly take out Jakiro. Omni Slash popped. Wow, quick Omni Slash by Neolinks, but it does nothing. Abyssal Blade forward. Hook shot forward to pierce through Disable, but down goes Juggernaut. He did like almost nothing. Well, why did he pop the Omni Slash so early? I don't know what was going on. Maybe hoping that Squanchy was kind of caught out. They quickly take down the tier 2 and starting to work on the tier 3. They do not have. Oh, what is Biggie doing? Biggie, what? I must have missed something. Well, Night Stalker just suicided for some reason. Buyback by Neolinks and the Juggernaut. Who else has buyback? Check forward, totally whiffs. Abyssal Blade forward onto Juggernaut. Second Abyssal Blade forward onto the Juggernaut once again. Can they finish him up twice? He pops the cheese. He should be able to be fine. Mr. Wonderful pops the Enrage, dropping crazy low. They killed the SK. Neolinks is still there. Has Abyssal still. Should be able to possibly take out Squanchy. If they can catch up. Nice slow with the concussive shock. SK buys back. Hookshot is still quite a ways away. Oh, that was so close. With the battery assault, they almost were able to take out to stop Squanchy from TPing. Lich is like, Lich cancels it with the. He gets denied by the creeps. Well played. I was about to say he's probably going to go attack the Ancient just to try, maybe the off chance that the creep will kill him instead of dying to the enemy team. And that's what happens. That is so rare. Especially at this point in the game when Clinks is dishing out crazy amounts of damage. Look at that. He deals 350 damage a hit. That is with Death Pact. That's crazy damage. And these creeps, they deal what, like nothing. Like 50 damage? If that. I don't know. Okay, some more tier 4 items. Illusionist Cape is great. I was going to say picked up by the Alchemist most likely. Alchemist already has the Manta. Illusionist Cape allows him to get one more illusion. This one's a much tankier illusion. It see, it deals 50% damage, but it takes 200% damage. Usually, see with Manta, they deal less damage and they take more damage. So now it's like Illusionist Cape. It increases the damage of all of your illusions, and it gives you an illusion that you can create that is more powerful in general. So overall, it's a great item. And Roche spawns just now. I would definitely expect Alexa to go for it at this point. They don't have very good warding to prevent an attack. They go drop this ward on the high ground, but there is a sentry there. DT pops mules, drops the ice path down. SK gets totally wrecked. They pop oh, there's Glimmer Cape, but DTT, you're gonna go down. Biggie pops like Ascension, and BKB. Jakiro buys back. Clockwork goes down. Can't really do much. They are just way too separated out. It's not gonna happen. And in the meantime, they quickly took down Roche. Crazy amounts of damage. I mean, you got an Ursa, you've got lots of stuff. Things are now they're starting to snowball. It was pretty close for a while. Now it does seem a bit unsustainable. Squadgy holding the front lines has the cheese. I like how they show the little thing now. Whenever you hand the cheese to someone, the little cheese icon appears. Micropower drop to kill all the creeps. Hopefully kill them off quickly enough to enable backdoor protection, but it's just not enough. Now Refresher Shard given to the Skywrath. They finish off the Rax. Missile Blade forward onto the Jakiro, and that's a dieback by Jakiro. A Missile Blade forward onto someone. Down goes the Night Stalker. Hook shot forward, nothing happens. Night Stalker buys back. Biggie, can you do anything? Nice cog placement again, but Neuralink is caught out. Pops the Omni Slash, able to take out the SK, and able to take out Ursa. And Ursa pops the Enrage, actually dies with the Enrage on, loses the first life. There's a Princess Knife, able to hex up Mr. Wonderful for like a second. He's focusing on objective gaming, very smart plays. They probably can't finish up the Clinks and the Juggernaut at this point, unless they get some very lucky bashes. A whistle forward onto the Clinks. Mr. Wonderful, another second very lucky bash, and they take out the Clinks. And ending the streak, down goes the Clockwork. Clinks buys back, dealing that crazy damage, but they're focusing on the Ancient, and Alexa Zeus now is able to close out the game. Finally, after all the buybacks in the world, everyone just kept dying. They could not stop the onslaught. The crazy sustain from the Alchemist, the Ursa with the 2 lives, the cheese, the Refresher, everyone was just fine. I mean, obviously, Vera died on the SK, but I don't know, it was good. Okay, what a whirlwind of a game. Once again, 2 weeks in a row, Alexa Zeus now is able to pull off the victory. Congratulations to them. Looks like, I think, based upon how I understand this, because they won 2 games, they're most definitely in the top third of their, of the bracket, the challenging bracket, whatever you want to call it. And at least the top third of the bracket should be going to the playoffs. Well, maybe they're not guaranteed to be in the top third. Whatever, they're most likely going to go to the playoffs. So congratulations to them for most likely going to the playoffs. And best of luck to the Google team back to basics. If they can make it, if they can win a game next week, they probably have a good chance of making it into the playoffs too. That's all I've got for today. I'm gonna go eat something because I'm crazy low apparently, and enjoy the rest of Halloween. Yeah. Thanks again to Squanchy for letting me cast. It was fun as always. And yeah, hope everyone enjoys the rest of their stuff.